Coaster Crazy 10, and this video is going to be a very special series on one of my favorite video game series of all time, and that is Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I promised a history video a long time ago, back when I had very few videos on my channel, and I wanted to take this time now to actually show you guys some of the history. I can't explain all of it because it would just take too long, and this isn't going to be scripted like I initially intended. I'm just going to go through the things that I have, mention the things I don't have, and teach you guys all about it. Guitar Hero got its start in 2005, I believe, with Guitar Hero, the original game. Now, this game was pretty revolutionary because it took the Japanese arcade experience of having a guitar controller from the game's Guitar Freaks, and basically put it in the home console. And this was done by a company called Harmonix, who now does Rock Band, and all of the songs on here were covers, and that's one big thing you have to understand. With the current gen rhythm games, any cover song is pretty much looked down upon, and most companies have the budget to get the master songs from the artists. The reason you need the master songs is because the games respond to your playing style, and if you miss things, it'll mute the guitar track. And if you only have an MP3, which could much more cheaply be licensed, then you're not going to be able to mute just the guitar track. So in order for the game to run properly, they have to get a multi-layer master track. So the game came bundled with the guitar, as I said, and the first Guitar Hero 1, the Generation 1 guitar, is a black Gibson SG. Now, this actually came with a white faceplate on it, but my brother and I have swapped parts on our guitars and made this an all-black model. Also, all these stickers are very much gratuitous and completely unnecessary, and they're stickers from all kinds of Guitar Hero games. But this is the guitar you get. You have a whammy bar here, which was prone to breaking, and it could be fixed with a rubber band, but you have to take it apart. This basically allowed you to change the pitch of the note that you're holding if it's a sustained note, and if there's star power, which basically when you deploy star power, your score multiplier doubles. And if there's a star power on a sustained note, if you hit this, you get more star power, or whatever the stuff is called before it's deployed. This is a strum bar. Basically, when you do this is the equivalent of picking a string on a real guitar, and you have 5 fret buttons, and those are just the equivalent of pressing a string with your left hand if you're right-handed, and right hand if you're left-handed. Easy use 3 buttons, medium use 4, and hard and expert use all 5. And expert is more difficult than hard. And you had your start and select. Select here would activate star power, or if you tilted the guitar up, it would activate star power, and the start button pause the game. So basically, you're given this, and you were given the game, and it was only on PS2. The game came with a guitar, and it came with your game, obviously. This was 2005. My brother got this for Christmas of 2005. Basically, all you did was just throw it in your PS2. The guitar had just a regular PS2 plug right in, and you're ready to go. You could also use the original controller. Now, this game had something like 42 songs on it, which was pretty good. They were all covers. All the main set lists were covers, and then the bonus set list were master recordings from in-house bands. So, if someone was in a band at Harmonix, they could submit their song, and then they could make a guitar chart for the game. And that's what the bonus was, and there's like 15 or so of those. So, Guitar Hero 1 was a huge game. It wasn't as successful as some of the current games now, but it definitely got enough good reception that Harmonix knew that they could make a sequel, and that's what they did. This is Guitar Hero 2. Now, Guitar Hero 2 is probably my favorite Guitar Hero game, and second favorite rhythm game ever made. This is where I think the series got everything right. You had an amazing set list. You started getting some master songs in the set list. There were 2. The only one that I can remember right now is the Thin Lizzy song. I know there's another one. But regardless, started getting some master recordings. You had a much larger set list, about 70 songs. The difficulty was ramped up. It was more metal, which I liked, and hammer-ons were made easier. Now, that's something I didn't mention in the previous game. Basically, as the tiers progress and as the difficulty progresses, you're going to have harder songs. And with harder songs come faster notes. Now, generally, any song or any note that is less than 1/8 measure after the previous note could be hammer-on. And this just basically means you play the note without strumming it. Now, in Guitar Hero 1, it was nearly impossible, and any competitive Guitar Hero player would just strum everything, which was difficult, and it took a long time for the game to be completely full comboed, which is getting 100% on all the songs. A lot longer than it took this, because they fixed the hammer-on systems. The hammer-on window in Guitar Hero 1 was much, much tighter, and you had to be holding a previous lower fret button. For this, as long as you hit it within the regular note timing window, and you hit the note before it, the hammer-on worked. So that was a huge benefit, and by the time this came out, I was almost done with Guitar Hero 1, beating everything on Expert. So I played this and started working up on Expert on the main set list, and it took me a couple months to finish and to beat everything. And I remember beating Jordan for the first time. If any of you know what that is, it's the most difficult song in the game, and it's incredibly difficult. Buckethead is just a beast, but I digress. I remember beating Jordan the first time, and I was just so excited. And this game is a good balance of difficulty and fun. The guitar came in the same kind of sleeve and case as the previous design, but this is my original guitar for Guitar Hero 2. The whammy bar broke, I had to fix it, and as you can see, there's different colored fret buttons, and that's because my brother and I modded our guitars. And this is just like a vinyl face plate or whatever. So the guitar was basically the same. There was really nothing different. The only thing notable was that this was much more thick because the Guitar Hero 1 would break a lot. So they fixed that, but other than that little small change, this is exactly the same guitar, just with a different color scheme. So there's not much else to say about that. This is the game itself. I think the art got better graphics, better songs, better gameplay, and I still have the original receipt for it. This is just a phenomenal game, easily the best Guitar Hero game out of any of the ones that have been made so far, in my opinion. And this is coming from a veteran rhythm gamer, so take my opinion how you want, but I think that I have a little bit more background than most people, and that's why I'm doing this video. So, yeah, Guitar Hero 2, my favorite Guitar Hero game, by far. Now, harmonics started getting sidetracked, and there's a lot of speculation for this, and the most commonly accepted theory is that Harmonix had to put out a third game for their contract with Activision to finish. They made a contract with Activision to release 3 Guitar Hero games, and Guitar Hero Encore Rocks the 80s was their third game. Now this is basically just an expansion pack. It's basically like buying 30 songs of DLC for a Rock Band or Guitar Hero nowadays. There was very little graphical update. I mean, the theme of it was changed to match the 80s, but overall, it's basically the same game, except with a lot fewer songs. And honestly, I don't like the graphics as much. Now, it came with a poster, so you've got this guy here, and then it's got like an advertisement on the back. So that was cool and interesting. And then it had its original instruction manuals, which was very small because most of the information was on the poster. And there's the game on the disc, or the art in the disc. But honestly, I liked the selection of songs in this game at first, and after a month or two, I started getting bored with it, and I went back to Guitar Hero 2. So everyone knew that this game was rushed, and I mean, I'm sure Harmonix even knew that the game was rushed. But they had to get this done because they were already working on Rock Band. So I would say that with the improved engine, it is a very good game, and it's worth picking up if you can find it for cheap. But honestly, if you're looking for another game besides Guitar Hero 2, I would actually recommend picking up the original. Just because I think that the songs are better, it has more longevity, and it's a different kind of challenge. Also worthy of noting, this did not come bundled with a guitar. You could not buy this with a guitar at all. Unless there's some bundle that I don't know about, but when this came out, it was just a standalone game.